Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Chlo. If you're new here, hi, hello, welcome. Happy to have you here. I'm glad you're here on this video, especially if you're someone who struggles with body image issues. So if you are someone who is constantly speaking negatively about your body, constantly comparing your body to other people, constantly feeling uncomfortable in your body, then this video really hopefully will help quite a bit. So I had a thought this morning. I was scrolling Instagram and as per usual, my feed ends up being just bombarded with girls who are these like fitness chicks who share their abs. I can't change my algorithm for the life of me. I have tried. Instagram just doesn't get that, like, I'm an ED recovery coach and I don't want to see those things. But anyways, so I usually don't even scroll on my homepage, but I was scrolling on my homepage and I see all these girls who are just like, constantly working out, taking pictures, always have a flat stomach. And I just had my thought to the self of like, how are these girls continually maintaining like this flat stomach look? Because like here I am, Miss Monthly Menstruating Woman over here, and I am like 5 days out from my period, and the last couple days, and especially this morning, I have been bloated AF, like bloated. I really have good balanced hormones. I get my cycle on a regular 28-day cycle. 26, 29, whatever. It's very average and normal. And I don't get insane PMS symptoms. Like this is what I do for work, right? Is I help girls balance out their hormones, and that comes along with, having a good kind of hormonal cycle. And not going to crazy PMS swings, right? But we're still hormonal. So the point of balancing out your hormones is not having hormones. Like I still am a woman and I'm hormonal, and like shifts and changes happen in my body, and that's completely normal. So that was my point though, was I was looking at these girls and I was like, okay, so here I am bloated. I'm like looking at these girls being like, how are they doing this? Not that I want to do it. I'm just saying like, how are they doing it? And then I went on to one of the girls that I follow. She is a fitness account, but I actually really like her. She does seem to have a very healthy relationship with food, and she just has a good aesthetic, and I kind of just like following her page. She posted this. I'm actually happy that she shared what she shared, so this isn't a critique on her at all. I'm literally was like, yes, girl, thank you for sharing. Thank you for being raw. Thank you for being vulnerable. And also, this is going to help me answer my question that I had earlier this morning. So she posted on December 5th, something's in my eye, sorry. She posted on December 5th a picture of her sitting on the gym floor looking a little tired. Now I've followed her for a while, and I do just want to start off by saying I've never seen her post anything about like being bloated, being fatigued, or not being able to finish a workout or anything like that. Like I've literally just seen like gorgeous, aesthetically pleasing pictures of her. That's pretty much like all they've seen, right? So she said, so last Monday felt super tired and weak. Now I know I was having PMS symptoms when I'm on my period. I tend to not lift, or definitely not lift as heavy as I would normally, which I'm super, super glad that she said this, because I just posted a reel on my Instagram the other day that talked about this, like the different strengths and energy that you should feel throughout the whole month as a monthly menstruating woman. Like your hormones aren't linear like a man like this, so you should be feeling different at different stages. So I did a little reel, here it is, of me sharing like follicular phase, feeling strong, lifting 40 pounds. Then like ovulation comes and I'm really like, yes, feeling amazing, energetic. I probably at that time usually, increase my weight, usually do it like an intense run or a HIIT workout or something like that. And then luteal phase happens, and all of a sudden I'm lifting like a 10-pound dumbbell, and I'm like, where the heck did my strength go? Like this morning I was like, I'm gonna go on a little jog, I'm gonna go on a little run, right? And literally ended up being a 20-minute walk, because I like got out there and was like, why am I moving my body? Like why? Like I do not want to move my body right now. I'm in my luteal phase and I'm about to get my period, and my body's just like, running? Sorry, what? Running? Why would you run? So I listen to my body, right? Because I've learned that it's best to listen to our body. So anyways, I posted that reel and then I saw this and was like, oh, perfect. Like, I'm so glad she's bringing this up of like, hey, I'm PMSing. I tend to not lift heavily during this time. And then she says, anyway, I attempted one squat and couldn't do one more rep. This is where I mean, listen to your body. I felt exhausted, so I stepped away from the squat rack. I did a 10-minute walk and then decided to have a 10-minute swim and a sauna, which is exactly what my body needed for that day. So this is what I'm talking about of like, I'm really like happy she was posting this, like very happy, because I'm like, yes. She said, this doesn't mean that I've lost any progress or it's at the end of my program. It just means that on that day, in that moment, I did what was good for my body and my mind and simply resumed my program the next day as per normal. Try to get over that all or nothing mentality. So I loved her message here. And I think a lot of people do think like, oh my gosh, I don't exercise for a day and all of a sudden all my progress is gone. I'm like, if you need to be exercising every single day to have progress, then you're not training right, eating right, or like doing this whole healthy lifestyle thing right, because it shouldn't be something that like you automatically lose fitness like the day that you don't work out. Like, I don't know, that doesn't seem healthy. So then she posted the next day, she said, bloated AF. Then the next day, honestly, the same thing happened again. So I did 20 minutes of stepper, then got ready for the day. So she's showing like, look how bloated I am right now. I'm feeling uncomfortable, so I didn't really work out. And then she posted on December 8th, she said, Thursday came, my tummy was still like this, so still just very bloated. She said, I tried to lift some weights for about a minute, but super light and just felt very uncomfortable, honestly. Won't lie, at this point, feels kind of disheartening as I really wanted to smash this guide and was in such a good flow and loving it. But we have hormones, and as I had my coil removed recently, this was what I wanted to talk about. So as I've had my coil removed recently, I expected to have a few months of getting my body back to a normal state. Okay, so first off, again, loving Steph for sharing this, like absolutely loving it. But this answers my question, right? And obviously like I knew this, but this was just like, you know, musings of my mind this morning at like 6 a.m. So again, my question was this morning, like, how are all these people maintaining such this like lean physique all of the time? Like this very flat tummy look all of the time? Because again, it's not really happening to me. So like, how are they doing that? And when I read what she said of, I had my coil removed. Now, most coils are hormonal. So, and it sounds like she's saying like, I knew that my hormones were going to have a moment to adjust. So it definitely sounds like, you know, allegedly she was taking a hormonal coil, a hormonal IUD. And so she got that taken out. And now she's experiencing, wow, a real actual luteal phase where you're tired and you're bloated and you're going through more of those premenstrual symptoms, right? The PMS. And it was just like a ding, ding, ding. Yes, of course. All these women online that I'm seeing, not all, but I'm saying like, okay, the reason why I'm seeing a huge majority of women online who are able to maintain this flat stomach look, like literally 365 days of the year, is because like millions of women, first off, are on birth control, where they're not going through this cycle, they're not ovulating, they're not like having this increased rise of progesterone, this drop of estrogen, they're not going through this whole cycle. And so their hormones are kind of more flat, okay, like this, and so they're not getting these waves and they're not getting this like bloating sensation in the luteal phase, which is a healthy thing. Like we need to be ovulating and going through this whole process. It's really healthy. I'm not a big advocate of birth control. I am, you know, all for people choosing what they need to do for themselves, and I get it. It's like, you know, seemingly one of the best ways to deal with the whole I don't want to get pregnant issue, but just speaking from a understanding hormones and understanding the body side, I'm against it just because my whole job is helping people have healthy periods where they're ovulating, and well, birth control just stops you from ovulating, so obviously not a fan. But these girls are either on birth control or they are on the side of they've been over exercising, under eating, and stressing their body out, and so they just don't have a period, and they're just like like they're just flatlined, right? And so yeah, they're not going through that like PMS phase where they're bloated and they're tired and they don't want to lift and they want to sit inside with a big cozy comfy sweater and a, you know, box of chocolates. Like they're not getting that. Now, I know a lot of you are probably thinking, well, that sounds fun. I want to do that. I want to, completely just stay away from this whole luteal phase and the whole bloating and all of that because it's not fun. And I get it. It's not always the funnest. Like, I am wearing stretchy pants today because, in all honesty, just my jeans would not fit. And I get it. It's uncomfortable. But these hormonal fluctuations are super important for our health and for our fertility. And so while obviously we don't want an extremely intense premenstrual phase, there are things that we can do obviously to help the body balance out. I don't think a period should ever be painful. Yes, we have cramps, we slow down, all of that, but it should not be like I'm bent over. Like, that's when you want to start working with a doctor, a physician, a dietitian, a hormonal expert, your gynecologist, someone to help you balance out. But again, birth control is not necessarily my first choice of balancing out hormones. My first choice would be diet and lifestyle, stress, all of that, and then see kind of what I can do from there. But anyways, the mystery is, how should we say it? The mystery is solved. No longer a mystery. I get it now, why so many of these girls seemingly can have this perfect aesthetic. So just a reminder, over here on my YouTube channel, on my Instagram, on my TikTok, on my podcast, we're all about just being like real, raw, authentic, messy, emotional, like beings, right? Like, it's not about trying to be perfect, putting up this perfect aesthetic for people, putting on this mask of perfection. Look at my body's perfect, I eat perfect. Like, we're not about that. We're about owning the fact that it's messy to be a woman and to have hormones and to feel emotional and all of that, but it's learning to see the beauty of it. Like, one of the beauties of the luteal phase is it prevents burnout because it gets you to slow down. It gets you to stop like lifting weights and going on extreme runs for at least like a week or two, right? Which we need that reset. A lot of women who are just pushing through that time being, no, but I still gotta wake up at 5 and go to the gym and go on a run. I'm like, ooh, I mean, that's when they come to me going like, hey, I lost my period 3 years ago. And I'm like, yeah, because you were continually pushing through that phase, not honoring your body's cycles. And so that's what happens when we don't do that. Don't do that. It's not smart. If you're there, well, I work one-on-one with people, or I have my course, then I have other courses coming out and all of that. Anyways, just send me an email or send me a DM on Instagram. And we can chat about like, okay, how can we work together to help you balance out your hormones again, and also heal your relationship with food and exercise and body, because that's probably going to be needed. But yeah, anyways, I think it's beautiful because it helps prevent the whole chaotic, just like burnout that so many of us are in. So that's it. If you guys had any like questions about this, put it down below. If you had any comments about it, put it down below. If you just want to say hi to me, put it down below. That's it for today's video. Please like, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one, but only if you subscribe and you like. It's a great way to say thank you for me making this video and hopefully helping you guys out today. So that's it for today. I'll see you guys later.